I'm working on these guys, these carousel horses. And I like carousel horses because they symbolize so many things to so many different people. And like everybody has a memory about a carousel horse. Also, they're a challenge because there's a lot of stuff going on. They're difficult to paint.
What do they mean for you?
Oh, they mean a lot of things. Obviously, childhood and innocence, that's the obvious one. Like, I always think of the carousel horse at the end of Catcher in the Rye. I'm going to do a Catcher in the Rye one next, I think.
What is your relationship to your dreams?
I like my dreams. They tend to be very long. They tend to be very complicated. They tend to be like little mini stories with plots and little, like, there's arcs of conflict.
Look around, it's all a dream. I'm sure you found.
A lot of people saying that somebody telling their dream is just really boring to listen to. I don't think so. I like listening to people's dreams, and I like people telling people my dreams.
I had one dream a few days ago, actually, that's weird, about the show I'm in right now, except I was doing it with a different company. I was doing it with like actual company, and it wasn't the same actors, but I was the same role, and it was a whole different company altogether. It was weird. But yeah.
I remember my dreams. I've been remembering them since I was a kid, and I've always known that my dreams meant something.
I think about them a lot. I usually write them down. If there's a particular image in my dream that could maybe be useful for a story idea or a shot in a film, then I usually write it down because they say the more personal you can make your art, the better it is.
I've sometimes thought of painting images of things I've seen in my dreams, because if I sort of forget a dream, the last thing I remember are images. So I'll have the images and I'll have no idea what they connect to. But, let's see. The other night, I was having a dream that I was doing mini pastels. And mini pastels I do, and I remember that the ones I was doing in my dream, one was of palm trees, and it had a quote from like Looney Tunes on the back, because they have quotes on the back too. And one was of Disneyland. And it had a quote I made up and attributed to Helen Keller on the back.
Because half the time I don't understand where it comes from and why I think of it, or know how I dream it.
Do you feel like you would like to understand it?
Yes, I would like to understand it.
It's wonderful to look at a dream and say, okay, that's what the dream is on the surface. What on earth is it really? Because whatever it is, it's just like drama. What the characters say is never what they mean. Nobody says what they mean. And the dream only never says what it means. It's always something underneath. And sometimes it's very hard to really get underneath and see it. But when you do see it, it's like, wow, that's how.
Like one time I had a dream that I was in a building and people had these things on their belts and they would blow up the building. And I said, oh my golly. So I talked about it in the dream workshop. And it was basically I was trying to blow up the negativity in my life. I had a dream that, well, this is sounds kind of gory, but that Bette Midler was in a swimming pool and there was all this blood. And in waking life, it came about that became Mid-East, and there was a lot of blood in the Mid-East. So I realized that when, in my waking life, when I saw this bloodshed in the Mid-East, that I bet that in the Middle East there'll be a lot of blood. So that was the bet in the mid.
Dreams could be much more relevant in art, and I'd love to see hopefully for myself, but other artists to open doors there and play in worlds that it could be, you know, exciting and uplifting and different. So
Meaningful.
yeah, meaningful.